We'll be tuning in. Don't you worry about that. I've got dinner organised. I'll be sitting watching every minute of it. How much did the insertion of the abortion argument damage Crisafulli, do you believe?
Look, last week on this program with you, I think I got it wrong. I was sort of at the time essentially saying I didn't think it was having as big an impact as I think it actually has. So I want to correct that tonight. And here's why it made an impact. It's not the issue of abortion itself. Yes, for the women who are watching this evening who have strong views either way, it's important to them. But what made it worse, Steve, was the prevarication, the obfuscation. And what we finally got in the third debate was a clear answer from Crisafulli. Whether you agree or not, he said, I support a woman's right to choose. He said yes. He had a one-word response, but that was late in the debate. Now, if he'd said that 2 weeks ago, we wouldn't have had night after night these questions from journalists and being played out to everyone at home where the blokes were watching going, can this guy make a call on something? That's what's been damaging. And that's on top of other answers on other sort of important issues, you know, for example, election costings or the like. And I don't think that's helped one little bit. So now there's a lesson.
Yeah, you've
got to be able to answer. You've got to be able to answer straight. Yeah.
The problem was he had to be dragged kicking and screaming even for that answer in the third debate, which was just such a bad look. Hey, did you ever go campaigning on a jet ski?
Well, Steve, not on a jet ski, but I looked with envy when I saw those images. No, look, I've done a lot of, I confess, I've tried to follow the great Peter Beattie, the master of stunts and spin. I've swum in the dry dock, which wasn't dry, on the edge of the Brisbane River. I've dressed up in high vis and filled potholes. I've cut grass for the cameras to demonstrate a council that wasn't working hard enough. I stand accused and I confess my sins. I have been there. I have done what Stephen Miles has done. So good on him. I hope he hasn't alarmed the folks at home when that's on TV tonight.
You're quite right. Beattie was the best at it. No one can top him. I mean, how bad, seriously, for Queensland would a minority government be either way?
Well, look, they're saying no deals, which, come on, it's implausible, it's baloney. I think a deal with the Greens for a minority Labor government would be diabolical. I agree with that. But you know what? If the LNP had to do a deal with the KAP, I don't agree with David that they're the, what was his term? I'm just checking my notes, the chaotic catters. I think that's a bit glib. Yeah, I think Robbie Katter's a fundamentally decent human being. And he's representing the interests of people in the north, and I think he does that effectively. They've got issues that they want dealt with, and I don't think it would be a bad thing if Crisafulli had to come to an accommodation with them to form government. I mean, I think the Catters made a big mistake back in 2015 to back Anastasia Palaszczuk. Of course, I think that perhaps they've learnt from that, and this time round they will support the LNP.
Just finally, I mean, it seems in every election now, whether it's state or federal, we get a lot of people voting early. The tip is more than 800,000 Queenslanders already cast their vote. Who does that favour? Does that favour the LNP or does it favour the incumbent?
Look, I actually think it favours the LNP, Steve, and that's why I was wary of an exit poll that was published in the Courier Mail some time back in the campaign when the pre-poll was really getting into its stride, because I do think it favours the self-employed, retirees. Perhaps it's tempered by university students and the like, but I think it tends more to be the way of the LNP. And I did check some numbers for the seat of Clayfield, where we in the Libertarian Party have got Nick Buick standing, and I did see that the pre-poll last time, it seemed to me, favoured the LNP incumbent more than Labor. So that's my take on it.
Good luck tomorrow night. I'll make sure I'm tuned in, and have a great broadcast, you and Anastasia and the rest of the crew.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Campbell. Campbell Newman will be back with us next Friday night, and he'll join Anastasia Palaszczuk, Kieran Gilbert, Andrew Clennell and Peter Credlin, among many others, as part of the Sky News Queensland Decides coverage from 5 o'clock tomorrow night Queensland time. If you're watching us up north, at 6 o'clock daylight savings time, you can stream live at skynews.com.au, or you can, of course, watch via Sky News on Foxtel and Sky News Regional.